Up at the court. Know I got to talk some ball. Got to talk about that game last night. I gave y'all my breakdown a few days ago with the Warriors and the Celtics. Great game last night. Great game last night. Steph Curry and the Warriors came out blistering. I want to say Steph had almost 20 points in the first, about 21 points in the first quarter. Came out blistering. But Boston weathered the storm. They was right with them. Even though it looked like the Warriors was hitting everything, you looked up, Boston was only down 3-4 points. So Boston weathered that storm. They had some miscommunication early on a few possessions with Steph Curry. Steph Curry got some open looks, wide open looks. Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, they had some miscommunication, Boston Celtics. Looked like they were kind of in drop coverage too. They were giving Steph Curry the open shot right off the screen. So Coach Udoka, they made some adjustments because after that first quarter, the rest of the game, Steph went 5 for 16. So Boston made their adjustments, in-game adjustments. On the fly, you got to be able to make adjustments on the fly. Coach Udoka did that. Boston, like I say, they weathered that early storm, but Golden State started to pull away that third quarter. They got up to almost about 15, Golden State did. Got up to about 15, but Boston found a way to hang around. They hung around. Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, Derek White played huge, especially in that beginning of the fourth quarter. Jason Tatum necessarily didn't have it going offensively. He was a creator, though. He created for his teammates, had about 13 assists. That's what I like about Jason Tatum. Like I keep stating, if his shot is not falling, he finds other ways to affect the game. That's very important. That shows that he's taking that next step. He just doesn't see himself as a scorer. That's huge. Jaylen Brown, see his brother was struggling. He picked up his slack. That's what you do. As the game went on, though, that fourth quarter, what I noticed, it's going to be tough for Golden State to score. Because as you get deeper in the playoffs, in the postseason, especially in this time of year in the finals, you know each other's plays. It comes down to who can create individually at times. When plays break down, who can say, I'm going to get a bucket? And as I look at both teams, Boston has more guys that can do that with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, occasionally Marcus Smart. But when I look at Golden State side of things, I only see Stephen Curry who can do that. When the play breaks down, who can get a bucket? Klay can't beat you off the dribble. Wiggins, he had a nice game. He had about 20 points last night, but you don't see him more so creating for himself. He can catch and shoot, more athletic guy in transition. I'm talking when the play breaks down, who can kind of make those ISO plays, isolation plays, go get a bucket. Jordan Poole, he was playing really fast last night. That was his first finals game. I expect him to bounce back, play a little better, but I don't think Golden State has enough guys that can create their own shot when the plays break down. Because Boston, they're going to make you go to your second and third options. And then when that breaks down, you have to just create sometimes. And Steph Curry is the only guy that can do that. And I don't even think he can do it consistently, with the wear and tear that takes over a 7-game series. So it's going to be tough. Golden State, that fourth quarter, that's usually what they do to teams. Shoot you out the gym. But Boston, they hung around. Horford had about 26 points. Derek White was huge. Hit some big shots. Like I said, Jaylen Brown was on the attack. Hit a couple threes, some pull-ups. Went all the way to the basket. So it'll be interesting to see in Game 2 the adjustments Golden State make as far as when the plays break down, what second and third options can they go to? Because Boston, they're going to play tough defense this whole series. So we've seen it all playoffs from Boston. Golden State, they're a good defensive team too, but when the play breaks down, you need those guys who can go get a bucket. And that's what made Kevin Durant so critical, because when the play breaks, when deep in the postseason, when the Golden State will play Cleveland, both teams knew each other's plays. But you can't stop a guy who can just say, okay, you know the play, but I'm still going to get this bucket. You can't guard me. That's hard to stop. And that's what Golden State had with Kevin Durant. When the Splash Brothers weren't necessarily hidden, or you ran them off the three and you kind of knew what they were going to do, it was no answer for Kevin Durant. And that's what made Golden State so crucial, so hard to guard, because KD is basically impossible to guard when he can isolate one-on-one basically the whole game. So I definitely look for Golden State to bounce back, but like I said, I think they're going to have to shoot the lights out to win this series. I stated that. They're going to have to shoot the lights out, because Boston, they're not letting you in that paint. They're not letting you in that paint. You didn't see Clay and Wiggins going to the hole. You didn't see nobody getting taken off the dribble. Steph Curry is the main guy that can do that. So we'll see. Boston took game one. Like I said, they've been tough on the road. Been better on the road than actually at home. Boston's now 8-2 on the road. My last video I said 5-2. They were actually 7-2 at the time on the road. Now they're 8-2. Stole game one. Stole the home court. They say experience matters. Boston showed. Experience does matter. I'm not saying it doesn't, but Boston showed youth matters. I mean, Golden State had their hands on their knees late in the game. Third quarter, fourth quarter, they've been off a week too, so Boston's still been in the flow. So see how game two shape up. That was game one. Definitely expect Tatum to play better offensively. Expect Clay to play better. He only had about 15. Expect Poole to step up. Draymond gonna step up. He missed a lot of bunnies, so both teams will make their adjustments. We'll see what happens game two, Sunday, 8 o'clock. Let's get it.